Here's a fact that will surely blow your mind. If you search for the speed of light in Google, this is the value that you'll get. Now let us input this number into Google Earth. You'll be surprised at what you'll get. Of course, you'll say it as a mere coincidence. However, consider this fact. The Great Pyramid is remarkably aligned with the true north, even more so than the efforts of modern-day scientists. True north is the direction that points directly towards the geographic North Pole. This is a fixed point on the Earth's globe. What intensifies the astonishment is the fact that the ancient builders of the Great Pyramid lacked compasses. Do you still believe it to be a coincidence? Well, consider this. The sides of the Great Pyramid align perfectly with the equator, and the three pyramids of Giza are precisely positioned to match Orion's belt. When you examine all the evidence, it becomes clear that the creators of the most impeccably aligned structure on Earth were not a simple ancient civilization employing primitive techniques. Instead, they were highly intelligent workers guided by some hidden insights. The mystery of who built and for what purpose were the pyramids constructed continues to elude us. But located 5 miles southwest of the Giza Plateau, within the ancient necropolis of Zawyet El Aryan, there exists a site that may hold the crucial missing element of understanding one of the world's greatest puzzles in history. The site that I'm referring to is the Layer Pyramid in Zawyet El Aryan. The pyramid was first examined by Perring in 1839, who described it but did little else. It was also examined by Maspero and later still by Morgan, who found the descending entrance passageway in 1896. However, no real investigation took place until around 1900, when Alexandra Barsanti, an Italian artist, restorer, and archaeologist, became interested in the structure. Barsanti was not your ordinary archaeologist. He had devoted decades to the Egyptian Antiquities Service. His ticket to fame was the discovery of Akhenaten's tomb in 1891. At first, like all archaeologists before him, he came to believe that the site had never been a fully constructed pyramid, subsequently abandoned following the death of the king who initiated it. But his mind changed about the importance of the structure when he noticed something extraordinary when he made a return journey to the site. Instead of following the usual road back to Giza along the desert's edge, Barsanti opted for a less traveled path that traversed an elevated plateau, offering a breathtaking view of the surrounding terrain. From this vantage point, he noticed something that immediately drew his attention. Approximately 1.5 miles north of the Layer Pyramid, it seemed as though the ground was scattered with large granite fragments, along with remnants of granite powder typically left behind during stone construction. Egyptologists had been studying Zawyet El Aryan since the 1830s, and never before had they documented anything beyond the unremarkable Layer Pyramid. Without delay, he hastened to Giza and assembled a team of 50 individuals, intending to conduct a preliminary exploration of the site the following day. Within just 2 days, Barsanti realized that his instincts had been correct. A vast rectangular structure lay concealed beneath the ground. As the excavation commenced, Barsanti and his team swiftly discovered that the presumed rectangular edifice was, in fact, an immense pit constructed from limestone, extending deep into the earth. As the excavation progressed, the team discovered interconnected pink granite blocks, culminating in a colossal 30-ton pink granite block in February 1905. This massive block seemed to mark the base of the pit, serving as the foundation for a type of pavement. Pink granite held greater value and was considerably more challenging to work with. Surely the ancient Egyptians did not employ it indiscriminately. This further strengthened Barsanti's belief that the site must possess exceptional significance. Barsanti had high expectations that they're on the brink of discovering an entrance to a subterranean realm, brimming with tombs and untold treasures. His team stumbled upon another revelation while the excavation continued, a discovery that would prove to be the most extraordinary at the entire site, an object of an entirely unprecedented nature. It took the form of a sizable oval vat crafted from pink granite, meticulously polished to a mirror-like sheen, with a depth measuring 1 meter and 5 centimeters. Remarkably, this vat was carved out of one of the blocks constituting the pavement that occupied the pit's bottom. The vat has immaculate reflective sides and a peculiar oval shape. He observed that in the past, Someone had undertaken extensive measures to safeguard it. A layer of lime had been carefully spread over the vat's lid, followed by a thick layer of well-distributed clay. This arrangement effectively shielded the vat from coming into direct contact with the stacked limestone blocks positioned above it. Moreover, these limestone blocks were methodically placed alongside one another, encasing the precious form within a protective barrier. Barsanti couldn't help but ponder the reasons behind such precautions. What significance did the vat hold that warranted such intricate safeguarding? Barsanti held firm in his conviction that the vat held the key to unraveling the mysteries. With caution and anticipation, Barsanti and his team embarked on the process of removing the lid. However, their hopes were swiftly turned into disappointment as they lifted it off. There were no valuable artifacts or meticulously preserved treasures to be found. He observed that the walls of the vat were adorned with a narrow black band. He speculated that this faint deposit might have been the residue of a liquid that had been enclosed within the vat as an offering or libation, gradually evaporating over the passing years. This peculiar feature added to the vat's mystery. Barsanti dismissed the notion that the tank served as an unused sarcophagus. At the northern end of the pit, Barsanti and his team unearthed a meticulously crafted staircase ascending steeply out of the pit. These stairs exhibited a level of refinement unsuitable for mere workmen, suggesting a ceremonial purpose or leading to inner chambers. Then, as if the universe collided so the site's mystery would finally be exposed, an astonishing occurrence unfolded. On March 31st, 1905, a violent storm deluged the desert with torrential rain, causing the pit to fill with over 3 meters of water. Remarkably, within a few hours after the storm subsided, the water level in the pit abruptly dropped by 1 meter. Barsanti confidently posited that this sudden change indicated water seepage into concealed subterranean chambers beneath the pit. Despite the intensified effort that they've exerted in excavating the site, it proved to be exceedingly challenging. The immense size and weight of the blocks, coupled with their firm mortar seal and intricate interlocking pattern, posed formidable obstacles. By late 1906, Barsanti faced financial depletion, compelling him to halt the excavation and disband his team. For years to come, he tirelessly sought additional funding, ardently conveying to anyone who would lend an ear that he stood on the brink of a momentous discovery. In 1911, Barsanti finally secured the necessary financial support. Unfortunately, his team's efforts still didn't provide the result that he had expected. Once again, the financial resources dwindled before the mystery could be solved. Barsanti was compelled to search the world for a new benefactor. However, his plans were thwarted by the outbreak of World War I, which brought exploration in Egypt to a standstill. Tragically, in 1917, Barsanti unexpectedly passed away at the age of 59. With his demise, the site and its enigma faded into obscurity, neglected by Egyptologists who abandoned any pursuit of its secrets. Throughout history, numerous theories have emerged attempting to unveil the true purpose of the Great Pyramid. One particularly remarkable theory emerged in the 1960s, introduced by Edward Kunkel. In 1962, Kunkel published a groundbreaking book titled Pharaoh's Pump, which sent shockwaves through the field of Egyptology. In his book, he posited that the passages and chambers within and beneath the Great Pyramid served as conduits and reservoirs for an enormous water pump designed to irrigate the surrounding desert. Kunkel proposed the existence of 2 pumps within the pyramid, one located underground, represented by the enigmatic subterranean chamber, and another situated above ground in the middle and upper chambers. These pumps, working in tandem, would create 2 streams that would exit the pyramid through shafts on its north and south sides. Naturally, Kunkel's theory faced considerable skepticism. Despite this, Kunkel's work caught the attention of engineers who, unrestricted by the conventions of mainstream Egyptology, began to scrutinize his ideas more closely. They recognized that while Kunkel's 2-pump concept might not have been feasible, a ram pump could potentially make sense. A ram pump is a simple device, utilized for centuries, that employs 2 moving parts and the force of gravity to transport water from a reservoir to another location. Could it be plausible that the builders of the Great Pyramid had created a ram pump on such an immense scale? This is now how we connect the dot to the mystery of the Zawyet El Aryan. It has been proposed that the site in question was not a partially constructed pyramid, but rather a designated outflow area where water pumped by the Great Pyramid was directed. It served as a reservoir designed to collect water pumped from underground sources. By observing the tightly sealed oval tub covered with clay and lime, some speculate that it could have served as the point of water emergence. It is plausible that the tub was sealed during a period when the pump was no longer in operation to prevent leakage. Over time, the pit became filled with a jumbled accumulation of limestone blocks, almost resembling the burial of a natural spring. It's possible that ancient civilizations constructed a vast underground irrigation network propelled by a powerful pump, extending all the way to Zawyet El Aryan and throughout Egypt. In the early months of 1999, a marine engineer would go to great lengths in proving this theory. This man was John Cadman. He was intrigued by the Book of Kunkel, so he decided to construct a scale model of the pyramid using his years of experience in hydraulics. He specifically focused on the subterranean chamber to test its viability as a water pump. In July of 1999, he initiated the construction of his first model, utilizing a nearby river as the water source. After many attempts, he was able to successfully pump water on his model. This unequivocally proved to Cadman that the Great Pyramid could indeed operate as an immense water pump. He emphatically asserted that the creators of the subterranean chamber within the Great Pyramid possessed a profound understanding of their undertaking and executed it deliberately. As Cadman conducted further research, his working model revealed an unexpected discovery. Encased in concrete, the pump generated a vertical compression wave, akin to a recurring heartbeat-like thump that could be sensed 20 feet away through the ground and heard over 100 feet away. This discovery marked a paradigm shift. If the subterranean chamber of the Great Pyramid produced pulse waves, these waves would have propagated through the granite upper chambers and passages, resulting in ionization within the atmosphere due to granite's reflective properties. In essence, this process would have generated an electric field. In simpler terms, the pulses created by the subterranean pump would have interacted with the pyramid's granite, producing electricity. Consequently, Cadman not only demonstrated the Great Pyramid's ability to function as a water pump for irrigation purposes in ancient Egypt, but also suggested that it had the capacity to generate electricity. Some researchers came to the conclusion that the pit at Zawyet El Aryan was linked to the Great Pyramid through underground tunnels. However, these tunnels may have served a different purpose than irrigation. Instead, they could have been utilized to transport electrified water to power an ancient civilization. Possibly the sudden termination of research at the site and its subsequent confinement within a heavily guarded military zone could be attributed to the forbidden ancient technology hidden beneath it. It's conceivable that Zawyet El Aryan hides evidence of an electrically advanced ancient Egypt. These hidden secrets have the potential to completely revolutionize our comprehension of human history. What are your thoughts about this? I hope you like our story. Until the next one.